Guys, all right. So outlook for today was started on GU. I will add AU into my outlook for today as well, seeing as I'm starting to trade it a little bit more again. So what we've had, we actually broke that daily low yesterday. So we are inside that new daily leg now. Obviously taking a heap of liquidity. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get a retracement straight away though, especially with a daily break. Could take a little bit, especially given how bearish we are at the minute on the daily. We haven't been bullish for a few days now. Looking at what we have though, we are valid for buys. So obviously we've taken that low there, which is heaps of liquidity. We've now pushed up and we've got that straight range into the mitigation of this area. Now that is like a bigger demand to supply area, and it did sweep a little bit of liquidity. So like it may hold. The reason I'm looking at it to not hold though is one, the daily break, and two, the fast retracement, and then the slow sell-off that we have. So there's two components to the sell-off that I'm liking the look of now. One, 15-minute two leg, which we know a lot of can be a trap. But two, we've also had that bullish two leg here. So not only are we doing a two leg out of here, we've also induced a two leg here. So this break brings in sellers out of an area that doesn't make sense to hold at this stage. And two, we've taken out buyers and brought in sellers. So we're sitting in a good spot from that sense. My only concern with trying to buy it is one, between here and here, obviously it's very, very bearish, and overall the market's bearish. So that is a main concern when it comes to trying to buy. Now we do have this little 5-minute point here. I'm open to utilizing that as a smart money trap. Obviously, like it is a decisional point of that break there, which did obviously create that medium inducement. However, I'm open to it. So if we can get the mitigation of this, we've got a small 1-minute internal break here now. If we could potentially not take this low, I don't know if we actually break that high just then. Now we've made equal highs, so that's fine. If we pull down and do something like this, pull up, mitigate, come down, induce that, we can then work inside of this leg here. If we can then, get some sort of inducement low, break high, I'm happy to work with that as a buy entry. So we'll just see how that shapes up. But yeah, that's all I'm really open to for buyers. If we come down and take out this low, I'm not keen just because this low itself didn't really do anything. It didn't cause a whole lot of impact on the market, whereas this low at least created a 15-minute two leg and is the second break of that 15-minute bearish two leg. So we'll see what that wants to do. If we do just push from here, you've got this supply area. We are going to get a medium inducement into the mitigation of it. Now, I'm open to selling here. The reason that I'm not overly keen on it is one, I'm going to need it to sort of step up like this. So it'll probably be New York by the time it gets there anyway. So it probably won't even be on. But two, just because of that daily break, it makes selling really, really difficult, especially when I don't believe that point's going to hold. So honestly, I'm not overly keen on selling until we take this. I am going to be treating that as retest, especially now that we have that break there. We'll generate some liquidity underneath. I'll be, looking for sells, ideally off the take of that, which is probably going to be a next week play. So for now, I'm also just going to buy up to those points and go from there. If we break that low, I'll probably just be jumping off, to be honest. It's just that low holds no impact, no weight in the market. Now I'll do EU second, I'll do AU last. Cool. Let's make this full screen for you as well. All right, sweet. EU, if we zoom out and where we are, obviously we're inside that leg. We've had that retracement starting to work our way down from here now. This low, this demand area did fail to break this high here. We got G mitigating that point now. So I'll be watching that pretty closely pre-session. Yeah, this low, it does hold weight because obviously it's the extreme of that leg and it did induce liquidity. So like I'm actually open to buying off of it, expecting it to give a smart money trap reaction, because if this point, which it looks like it's going to be, is going to be a smart money trap, it'll need to at least take some liquidity and bring in buyers first. So I'm actually looking to buy this second leg of that 15-minute two leg to look to sell off the take of that point there. Obviously, we don't have much to work with right now. Same sort of thing as GU. We've done that 15-minute bearish two leg. So we've got that medium inducement. We did just form some dribbly price action here. So like there's nothing in amongst this that's overly significant other than the fact that it took a little bit of 5-minute liquidity that we had built up inside of there. For me to buy EU though, it does need to come up a little bit further as we don't really have anything to work with. We don't have that same point that we have in GU. So I need it to come up here, which is fine. We've got a bit of liquidity built up there. I think that actually swept. Yeah, it did sweep it, but that's okay. I'm still happy to utilize that. I don't think it makes sense to sell from here because obviously we just haven't really done anything with this range yet. I think we need to come up and take that first at least. So I'll be looking to buy up to it, but yeah, we'll see what that wants to do. We do more or less have those equal highs sitting there, so that's fine. Got that trend line as well running across the top, so that's sweet. So happy to look for buys or sells off of that. Now for AU, cool. All right. High time frame on AU. We're bearish here. We've had that complete retracement induced into the mitigation of that extreme point, and now we've had a few bearish breaks to the downside. So for AU, what I'm looking for coming into the session. All right. AU has actually more or less retested and taken that retest. So we've come up here, we've worked our way up, we've then had a two leg to the downside, brought in liquidity, swept that liquidity, and now starting to get that sell off from here. We've got break and retest sitting inside here, which is also a demand to supply point as well. So if we can induce that, I'd be happy to actually look for sells. Obviously, if we come up higher as well and take out this high, I'm actually happy to sell from the taker there. But AU hasn't really got a whole lot to work with today. So we do have like a bit of a two-leg type setup here, but it's not the cleanest. But I am open to buying off of that. I'm just not really keen on trying to go against the momentum. AU is probably the worst of the three for today. So look, like I said, I'm happy to sell off there. I'm more or less going to have my focus on EU, GU today, GU in particular. Looks like I might just push through. Yeah, GU in particular, and if AU comes up here and sweeps that, I'll have a bit of a look and take it from there. So it's yeah, going to be less of a focus today. Obviously, we had that really nice sell yesterday, which was I can't remember where it was, up in here or whatever. Yeah, in there. I believe. Just put it back up, which ran 1 to 4.2. So yeah, I had that sell in there like that. So that was clean. Had that yesterday, so that was nice. But obviously the difference between that and today is just the fact that that's gone with structure cycle. We were in a good position, whereas today we're kind of at the bottom, so we're not really in that good of a spot. We're going to be selling from areas like that. So yeah, AU, like I said, is off the cards. More or less going to be focusing on EU, GU. News-wise, we've got red folder. 2 hours into our London session, we've got a orange folder coming out shortly. That shouldn't really do too much. But yeah, I got that red folder a little bit later on. I don't know what Forex Factory is saying news-wise. Forex Factory doesn't even have that red folder. It's got random orange folder. Yeah, whatever. Sweet. Yeah, cool. So we'll leave that as is, guys. Hopefully that'll make sense. Any questions, of course, let me know. But yeah, pretty straightforward outlook for today.